Now that I've got some of my basic objects here, I'm going to do one thing that's really important, and that is I want to connect this up to the top so that I can create these lines here. And here's a really quick way of doing it. I'm going to move these off so that they're actually moved away from the original locations. And I'm going to take these other two objects here and break them apart with Control B. You can also right click and choose Break Apart. If I get them back to the original, right click, choose Break Apart. Now I'm going to cut this part at the bottom with the just by dragging over it and then removing it. And what that will do is that will actually cut that little part. Now I can grab the edge and drag it up until it snaps to the outside corner of the drawing. Sorry about that restart. Let's go with that one as well. Drag it up until it snaps right on the outside edge. And now I can pull out this edge just a little bit. Pull out that edge just a little bit. And whether our cup is exactly perfect doesn't really matter. We could adjust this a little bit more, maybe with the white arrow. If I click on that edge, I might be able to modify that. Yeah, I can modify that edge just a little bit better with the white arrow than I could with the other one. So that's kind of nice. Kind of gets a little bit more accurate. Now that I've had that object drawn a little bit more to the specifications, I do want to select it all again, and I'm going to group. The reason why is because I want to be able to put this underneath it again, and I want to be able to put this underneath the side again. If I hide my photo from underneath, you'll be able to see a little bit more accurately how this is looking. And if it looks great, if it looks like you've done a really good job of drawing that, then you're good to go. But now that I've got all of this done, I need to go ahead and collapse it all together as one solid drawing. So I'm going to use right click and choose Break Apart. And I might need to do it a couple times until everything is flattened. But now we have to do the magic, and that is add some cell shading. So there are lots of ways to do this. You can go back. I like to use lines and ovals and rectangles that don't have any fill. So I might take off the fill, and I'm going to do a little bit of liquid in there. So this liquid is going to be here using that object, and what I'm going to do is change the color of it so it's obvious that this is going to be used to cut something. Here's another line that I can use to cut on the side. So I can adjust this line a little bit, maybe even curve it a little. And I might do that on the other side as well. Oops, be careful about moving things you don't mean to move. And one last line down here. Got to click off the line to be able to distort it. Maybe move the whole thing. And here's another trick, which is kind of nice. Let's say I want to use one of these lines to make a new path. I can actually select the lines that are here, and I'm going to copy this, paste it, and group it. Oops, I did something else. How about I do group? You'll see there it is. I think once I have that line, what I should do is probably use the Alt key and drag it away so that it is there. It's now a group. I can move it kind of where I want it. I can scale it, Control T possibly, or I mean the Q key, and kind of get it to fit the shape that I want in order to make the cuts that I need. And this takes a little bit of massaging. You might want to use the pen tool yourself, and you're kind of just trying to define those areas that are going to be cut. If I double click on this group, I can change the color of it just so it's obviously a different color. And we're going to have to be actually applying our colors in the next video. One other place I could do it is down here. So to borrow from the same exact technique, I'm going to duplicate that line, dragging the Alt key, change it into a group by hitting Control G, and then pulling it back up into place, double clicking it, changing the color,